What's going on, YouTube? It's the Game Zombie here with some all new news on Mortal Kombat 11. So, as you guys know, news has been pretty much non-existent for the last 2, 3, 4, I can't even remember, man. It seems like it's been forever. It really does feel like we haven't gotten any news in forever, at least positive news. We've gotten a lot of clickbait, a lot of fake news, and a lot of disappointment, but we have not gotten any solid news regarding Mortal Kombat in what seems like forever. But finally, we have some legit news from somebody who has worked personally on the series. On November 14th, a tweet from a Latin American voice actor, Eduardo Garza, who worked on the Spanish version of Mortal Kombat X and was behind dubbing the characters Kung Lao and Reptile, tweeted out something that raised a ton of eyebrows and got a lot of people interested. Now, before anything, I just want to say this guy is reputable, man. He's worked on a ton of stuff, and like I said, he has worked on Mortal Kombat, so this guy's legit. He tweeted out, "I finally confirmed that the pros over at Pink Noise, which is the company that dubs the Spanish version of Mortal Kombat, decided to remove my characters from Mortal Kombat 11. How sad that a company that I wanted to end up at made decisions that affect both you consumers. Goodbye, Kung Lao and Reptile." So there you go, man. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. If anybody is going to have any inside information, it's going to be the guy on the inside. It's going to be somebody who's worked with and on the game. It's clear this guy has contacts within the industry, and he got some insider information. He was upset about it, and so he vented on Twitter. Now, that's pretty big. Reptile, not so much, but Kung Lao has been a huge and integral part of the story, especially in the reboot. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of speculation. Well, you know, maybe they're just using a different voice actor. Maybe this guy wasn't available, or they found somebody better or cheaper or whatever. Take into consideration how big Mortal Kombat is, how big the lore is. They got comic books. They're working on a new movie. They like to hang on to their voice actors, and that's with any AAA title. If there are multiple entries in any game series, trust and believe that unless it's a reboot, they are going to hold on to those voice actors for dear life to keep the continuity in check and to keep things legit. Take, for instance, Tom Choi. Tom Choi is the voice behind Liu Kang, and he has been in every single Mortal Kombat game since MK vs. DC as Liu Kang. MK vs. DC came out in 2008, so he's been working with NetherRealm and working on the series 10 years, since 2008, and they're not gonna just let him go. I would imagine it's the same thing for these guys. Even though it is dubbed and it is in Spanish, it's the same exact thing. It's just in a different language. So that being said, I think it's safe to assume this is legit. These characters will not be in the game, and furthermore, that means that MK11 is happening for sure. It is in development, at least to the point where they know exactly who's going to be on the roster and who is not going to be on the roster. There is no open questions or open slots or, oh, maybe we're going to bring Reptile back in. It is definitely at the point where they know what's going on and what voice actors they need to bring on for that project. I know that there was a lot of speculation whether NetherRealm was going to come out with a new random fighting game. Maybe it was going to be He-Man. Maybe it was going to be, you know, a Marvel project. A lot of just random theories that were swirling around that people were basically just pulling out of their ass. We can put all that to bed now and confirm that Mortal Kombat will most likely be the next game coming out by NetherRealm, and that it is already well into development. I know that a lot of us speculated and we could assume as much, but now we have evidence that that is indeed the case. Now, I do want to say that the following day, Garza, probably realizing that he put his foot in his mouth, especially because he was venting his frustrations with a company and a project that he enjoyed working with, he did kind of try to backtrack. And on November 15th, he tweeted this out, and I'm going to paraphrase because it doesn't translate that well. He says, "Friends, I do not know if it is MK11, MK10.5, MKXYZ, or whatever. The point is that there's new material and I was not summoned for it. In this race, I learned that the characters come and go. Thanks for your messages. I'm still working on what I love. W." So you could tell that he realized that he kind of fucked up and he was kind of trying to backtrack and cover his ass, but can't put the genie back in the bottle. Snake's out of the cage and the information is out there in the wild. So that's a great little bit of news. Usually when stuff like this happens, and NetherRealm has over the years tried to get ahead of stuff like this, so I would not be surprised if we get an announcement before the end of the year saying that yes, MK is in fact coming. And typically information and leaks like this, I like to think of it as like a small crack in a dam. You know, there's like a little water trickling out and with the initial leak, and then as that crack gets bigger and bigger, more information will start pouring out. But we're off to a good start, you guys. So what do you think about this? Are you sad to see Reptile and Kung Lao go? Are you just happy that we're going to get a new MK? A new Mortal Kombat game? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe.